My name is Carson. Welcome back to Thrifty Garage. In today's video, we've got some cat tools. Recently on the internet, I found within the last 6 months or so, Snap-on has apparently been making tools for Caterpillar or cat, and rebranded as cat tools. So I had to get me in on some of the action. I ordered some of these tools, and we'll take a look at it to kind of talk about the process. And yeah, let's just hop into the video. So first things first, went on the website. Right off the bat, it's hard to know what tools you're looking at. A lot of their hand tools are Snap-on. When you look at them, when you look at other YouTubers' videos of the ordering process, I was amazed with. Ordered these on the 12th. They were supposed to be here on the 18th or 19th, which is basically a week. I ordered on Wednesday, and they actually got an email on Friday. So within 2 days, said my tools were there. So very quick timeline, very quick process. Ordered them online, and they were shipped right to my cat dealer. I don't know if they had them in stock. I think that they were brought in from another store. Went in to pick them up for will call. They'd already been paid for with a credit card. Super easy process, and very happy with that. We've got a yellow sheet here, which shows the price that I paid for the tools. So in baggie number one, we've got two 10mm wrenches. Got one to add to my set, and I got one for another YouTuber. I'm going to send him one. So these wrenches were $15.62 a piece, I believe. Next up, we've got a 3525. This is a 15/16 inch socket, a half-inch impact socket for $12.71. And lastly, on this bag, we've got another impact socket for $8.96. Okay. In our next baggie, we've got, I believe this is just a 3/8 inch full complete socket set, and I believe this is about $50. Look at the numbers here. This was $63.28. And this is a full socket set on a rail. These are longs, 3/8 drive, 12 point. Here's a look at our packaging. These impact sockets came in these little baggies. Here's our part numbers, 575-2434. And again, you can see this discrepancy here. This just says impact socket, doesn't say a size. This says socket 15/16. And the same discrepancies are on their website. So 213-3525. We got two 10mm cat. This is the 6V-9090 USA made. And then we've got this cat 199-9019. This is a nice full complete set. And it's 12 point. Most of mine are 6 points. That's why I ended up ordering that. Over the years, I've kind of splurged on these nicer high-end tools, Snap-on, those type of things, but I'm very specific of what I get. Let's tear into these, and we'll talk a little more about my story. So this 575-2434 is a half-inch drive. And this is a 16mm cat. Okay, 15/16 socket, 213-3525 is our half-inch drive. This is the 15/16 inch socket. Again, cat 6V-9090. And the 199-9019. So you can see right here, it says cat on it. We've got 19 millimeter down to 8 millimeter, 12 point long 3/8 drive. To better understand my story, let's take a look at my toolbox. Up here on the top left, I've got a Matco Tools distributor. One of my good friends and mentors owned and drove a Matco truck for the last years of his life, and really looked up to him. A great mentor, and he gave me several hand-me-down tools, and several of them are showcased here, or kind of where some of this stuff started. So here in the back, we've got some snap-on screwdrivers. Got those from him. And we've got some new snap-on screwdrivers. So I warrantied some of these tools. He gave me several trade-in tools for me to start my kind of career. And these trade-in tools, I warrantied some of them. I did a previous video on that. And so I got a taste for these nice new tools. Snap-on, Matco, Proto. So I got a taste for this and realized how good quality these were. You know, I've picked up some of the icons, and they are definitely look-alike. They definitely have some of the similar feels, but they are nowhere in comparison to the actual snap-on. So I have become very fond of my name brand tools, and it's become a little bit of a hobby, if you will, a healthy hobby. So up here, we've got a Matco little tab puller, body panel puller. So that thing's really nice. Love this Matco. Love these snap-on. Got a few name brand, Mac, I think some snap-on punches. So what are these tools I do have, I really do enjoy. Next drawer, nothing super special in here. I actually bought these snap-on side cutters, and I'm not super impressed with them. But in the early days, I made some modifications to my toolbox, made these drawer liners, and started with the Craftsman over here in the corner and upgraded to this guy. And that's what remains of that setup. If you're looking for some good wire cutters, these crimpers are awesome. These are just cheap ones. These Klein ones are really nice side wire cutters, and this style of cutters is great as well. Just a few tips, as well as I love my Knipex. Here's another snap-on splurge that these I both bought brand new. I'm not super impressed with those, so I have become picky about what snap-on I do buy. Here's a drawer with a set of tools that my mentor gave me. So we've got a full Matco set of wrenches here, and both metric and standard. You can see I've got to put one back in here. These Harbor Freight organizers I actually really like. I found that I prefer tools that I can grab and go and have a set where I'm working on stuff. Having a landscape business, sometimes our repairs are not always in the shop here. It's not big enough. So I prefer these mobile type organizers. So these wrench organizers I really like, and I've since added the Sonic set just to get a few of the larger sizes and just have a full set. And then I've got a pretty good set of SAE, and so this cat one will go in here. We got kind of just a fun add. I don't really need a 10 millimeter there. This set actually started out, I think, as a 10 plus, and I've since added the smaller sizes. Just found them on eBay. They're not always the best quality, but have added those over time. Down here in our 1/4 inch and 3/8 drive, this is where we'll add our snap-on set. So we've got a variety in here. Some of these are not super high-end tools. Like these are Tecton. This whole lineup is Icons. We did a 10 millimeter comparison test with the snap-on here and the Icon and a bunch of other brands. I think we had like 20 different brands. This is an assorted set. Most of them are Mac, but we do have a snap-on in here. So it is a full set, but it's a little bit mismatched. So I did want to get a full set here where we're all got a long set. You can see here, this set's a little bit mismatched throughout. So that'll be nice to have a full set of that. I did see that they did have the shorts. I just have enough short sets. I didn't see a reason to get another set of shorts. So now we'll have a long set of 12 points, and all these are 6 points. So that'll be nice addition. Tried out this Icon. I don't like these type of handles, but that's nice. I've got some Matco tools here, some gear wrench, Another Matco. Gear wrench and Matco are sometimes compatible with each other, I've learned. But this is my setup. These tool rails I really like. These rails are from... These are Olsa tools, pretty affordable. And like I said, I love the grab and go capability of these. I did have a set of... This is my junk drawer. I had a set of these stationary tool holders, and I tried to set up this box that way. It just didn't work for me. And these rails, I can just grab a set of impacts and go to a job and bring it back here, and that really works out well for me. I did color code these. I've got the orange on the right here for 3/8 is orange. Actually, metric is over here, and then we've got some SAE in the blue, and then the green is a 1/4 inch drive, and that's got both sizes on it. Obviously don't use a ton of that. Just picked up a new snap-on off of eBay, hard handle, orange handle. Really like that. I love my impact. This thing is amazing. Great upgrade. Some Icon extensions. I like the tool organizers here. Kind of cheaped out on these. And then over here to the 1/2 inch drive. So the reason I picked up these new cat tools, this Stanley from Walmart set, I bought back in high school for like 20 bucks. You can't buy impact for that cheap anymore. But I misused this 16 because it worked for a job, got her done, but I've messed up the drive here and it doesn't fit in a socket very well anymore. So I wanted to upgrade that. So that is where one of our cat tools would go. So we'll have that 16 to join that set. It's a little long. And then I don't know what happened to this guy. This snap-on set, actually, these are mostly snap-on. This was a warranty item. I warrantied this whole set, and Snap-on sent me a whole set out, I believe. Looks like we got one proto tool in here. The rest of these are snap-on, I believe. And we're missing the 15/16. So, ordered that guy from Cat, so that'll be kind of a cool addition to have some Cat there. One thing I did notice with these Snap-on is they've done better now, but when I first got them, they wanted a flash rust, so you definitely need to treat your Snap-on tools. But there we got that. Over the years, as I've needed specialty tools, you know, buying one-off sockets are, in my mind, pretty affordable. I think these were like 20 or 30 bucks, which is a lot of money. I mean, I bought this whole set back in the day for 20 bucks, but needed this specialty tool size. So this is a 3/4 inch drive, 3/4 socket, impact, and we put these through some abuse. Actually working on this mini skid here, we've got this track tightening bolt down there that was a bare, completely frozen, broke a couple of, actually broke this Mac breaker bar, broke the anvil on that. So I do buy those tools specialty here. I've got a Blue Point, same deal, where I just bought it because I could. I've also got this Icon. I started buying the Icon because I liked that they were close to Snap-on, but the more I've used them, they're just not the same. And for about the same amount of money, if I can go these cat tools route, you know, if I can pick up this for 50, 60 bucks, and that's comparable to what I'm paying for Icon, I mean, I think that's the way to go, doing these cat tools. You're not going to get the same warranty process. Snap-on warranty has been amazing, even for me. I've just sent tools in, used their online form, and Snap-on has been great. So we'll see if I have issues with this on cat, but I'm buying these brand new. And I'll have to put this on a new tool rail holder to match these guys. But so yeah, I've done a few upgrades to Icon, and they work okay. It's just the feel of the Snap-on, Blue Point, Matco. Even like I find myself on eBay buying some of these tools on eBay just because I like the feel of them. Even the older tools, I'd rather take them over some of these newer tools. So that's kind of the route I've gone. And I usually will go on eBay, look at it. I'll go look at new, and if it's not that much more for new than eBay, I'll just order new. What else we got here? I just ordered Toolbox widget organizers for Pliers, so hopefully this drawer is better organized. And then Air Tools is a mess. And then this is kind of just my extra drawer, my run over. But yeah, there's a quick toolbox tour, a little bit of a story behind what we're talking about here. And the way I've grown my tools, you know, at this point I really don't need any more tools. So at this point I'm just buying specialty tools, or I add here and there as I have a little bit of extra money or extra need. I mean, at this point I'm getting probably more ratchets than a man really needs. And you know, at this point, it's, like I said, it's kind of a collectible for me, kind of a hobby. Something I enjoy is upgrading my tools. So that's where we're at. And I just try to be, you know, channel name's Thrifty Garage, so I try to be frugal, I try to be smart, I try to be intentional, and get quality, but also not paying crazy outrageous prices. Well, I couldn't finish the video without showing you this new tool I bought. So new snap-on 3/8 drive, basically new stock on eBay, probably paid close to new price, but these are, I believe they no longer stock these hard handles. So I love the orange. I almost forgot to show you, I recently moved my ratchets over to this drawer, so I haven't quite become accustomed to it, but I also ordered this 1/2-inch drive long handle with the orange hard handle, and really like that. Again, a gear wrench, 84 tooth, Matco, and Mac breaker bar. These Mac breaker bars, again, my mentor gave me one that needed replaced, sent it in for replacement. I got a new one, and I abused this on this machine and ended up breaking the anvil. So that Mac warranted the anvil after warranting the tool. So, you know, these eBay tools can be a pretty good deal if you use the warranty process, and I try to use that sparingly. I try to be strategic with that. But I'm excited to have some of these, again, these even used tools. I just love the feel of those, adding those to my collection. So that one's new for my collection. Here we got our missing tool there, and I grabbed my other tools so we can clean up from that project I've been working on. But yeah, that's my experience with name brand tools. It's become kind of a problem, and that warranty process kind of started me off on that trajectory. But inheriting those tools really made a difference, and made it so something I could accomplish. So, cat tools. I like it so far. Better than paying those prices for Snap-on. So we'll see if I continue doing that. Like I said, I'm pretty full, so I don't really need more. So we'll, you know, wanted to show those tools off. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching Thrifty Garage, and we will see you all in the next one.